going on, everybody? Another exciting day, man. We are back again, another conversation with Pops. Sitting here with, of course, Pops himself and Salamander the Great. How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Doing well, doing well. Salamanders on mute.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's what it do, man. So, I know we got several things that's been going on in the world, man, that we're gonna want to get into and conversate like always, man, and just do what we do and talk about what's going on in the world. But I thought this week, man, let's start off with something a little light, man. And I ran across a little article here not that long ago, and I just wanted to get y'all opinion on it, man, and see what y'all was thinking. So the article itself was about tipping in the USA. All right, and it's basically asking, are we getting to a point where tipping might be getting outrageous? Okay. So there's a little article that I ran across. Y'all can see that on the screen, I'm sure. Let me get rid of this. So anyway, like I said, oops, the title of the article itself is tipping in the United States has gotten out of control, experts say. And here's why. Now, oh, you know what? I forgot. Actually, we don't even have to uh, read through the article itself because it actually has a little news clip here. I'll tell you what, we can play that, uh, and it's actually almost verbatim for what the actual article says anyway. But we're not going to play the whole 12-minute clip. I just want to get y'all a general idea, so we'll play the first like 2-3 minutes of it. Let it give you an idea of what it's about and what it's saying, and then get your opinion.
At Allspring, we break away with purpose, harnessing data-driven insights and boundless curiosity. Because
Context, y'all
investing
good on
isn't
that?
one size fits all.
Yeah.
Allspring, purposefully divergent.
When was the last time you purchased something and you weren't asked for a tip? Yeah, I can't remember either.
I'm gonna chop this part out because these is just ads.
No, this is it right here.
Oh, this
So,
okay. All right.
What am I gonna tip you for? I'm in the drive-through. Oh my god.
Tips have been on the rise for decades. During the 1950s, people commonly tipped 10% of the bill. By the 1970s and 1980s, that jumped to 15%. Today, people tip anywhere from 15 to 25%. According to one 2022 survey, consumers said they tipped more than 21% on average.
Nowadays, there are people who argue 20% is kind of a cheap tip.
While the percentage that consumers are tipping at full-service restaurants in the past couple of years has remained about the same, in the fourth quarter of 2022, the number of tips provided at full-service restaurants grew 17%. Meanwhile, the tip frequency at quick-service restaurants such as coffee shops and fast food chains rose 16% during the same time period.
What we're seeing now nationwide is something that is known as tipflation. At every opportunity, we're being presented with a tablet that's asking us how much we'd like to tip.
In many cases, not only replacing the old-fashioned tip jars that you could feel good about throwing some spare change into, but actually suggesting tip amounts, often right in front of the employee receiving that tip. Not to mention also your dinner date and the dozen or so people standing behind you in line.
And it's gone beyond just the tablets. The other day I was using the Hopper app to book a hotel, and it wasn't until I confirmed my payment that I realized my hotel was $10 more expensive. It turns out Hopper assumed I wanted to add a tip, and I had to go back to a prior page in order to opt out.
Tipflation refers to not just that we're tipping more, but we're tipping everyone for everything.
you're being guilted into tipping on something that is not technically a service. It's someone simply doing their job. In those situations,
Isn't this what some of the stuff that Biden say he want to get rid of?
If so, I'm not familiar with what you're referring to. But
I remember a while ago he said something like, with all of these extra fees and stuff we pay for that's really unnecessary.
Yeah,
He was trying to
tipping
get
ain't
rid of
one of
them.
them.
Okay.
I don't know. I just know that reading through the article and then that little bit right there. I mean, tipping has been put into like everything to the point where it's like it don't even feel like you're tipping for good service or exceptional service anymore. I mean, heck, like they said, most places they grabbing it up out of it as part of the check, part of the bill. But
Hmm.
again, I'm not against tipping. I mean, I tip. I always
I,
have. You know?
I always heard. I'm not sure if America is the only, but if not, they one of the that tip, because other countries don't do that. They pay their workers normal pay.
I don't know.
I have heard that before.
I know that when I ran across the article, it sparked something in me. Like it does seem like tip like the price. Like if it went on, it say like even the prices have gotten up. Like 10% used to be considered a good tip. You know what I'm saying? Now 20, they expecting you to put at least 20% for a tip. You know what I'm saying? And
I
no
believe
less.
in
So
the
you
other
know
way.
You know.
the thing about tipping that gets me is that um, you're not even tipping the individuals no more. You're tipping the establishment.
And
That's
that's
a
what
whole
I don't.
different level.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
don't like. Like, if I'm tipping you, I want to tip the worker. I'm tipping you. I ain't trying to tip the whole establishment and then y'all divvying it out to the other workers. Nah, I'm trying to tip the person that
Hmm.
gave me a great service that I got at the table or whatever I'm at. You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Yep.
get that. And that's what it kind of feel like when they add it in automatically. It's like, man, this don't even feel like this is going like I'm tipping the
No.
person like
And then on top of that, a lot of these businesses, restaurants and stuff are using that tip money to make up for what should be hourly pay, where they're not even giving their employees any of it. You know.
Yeah, I've always thought that was kind of bullcrap. Like you hear what waitress and waiters make and stuff like that,
Well,
and
that
then
part's cool because traditionally, that's why they did that. They gave them a low rate, so they didn't have to hardly pay taxes on it, and they got their tips. That's the way the structure's been set up since the beginning of time.
yeah, but like I said, I don't uh, pay you pay your employee what you're gonna pay them. You understand? And then let me tip
Yeah.
if it's that situation, if it's that type of service type of situation.
Yeah,
Don't
but now you
don't
go to
have
McDonald's and they'll spin
don't
it around on you.
don't assume don't assume that I'm going to tip for the service. One, because if the service ain't no good, you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? But so don't assume that the tip is guaranteed, and stop just adding it in like that. And two, stop trying to make my generosity and my tip part of this working man or this working woman's paid wage. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to pay them $4 or $5 an hour and then say the rest of it you're gonna live on tips. Nah, man. You pay
Well,
what they supposed to get paid, and you know what I mean. And then
well,
if
I,
they want to make real money or extra money, they need to do real service.
well, I disagree with that part because that's why like tipping was mainly for like waiters and waitresses and maitre d's and doormen and things like that. Because if you pay somebody too much by the hour, then they're not going to give eh, uh, the service that you're looking for because they have no incentive. The ones is like when you're going to your
Oh,
food
say,
trucks.
say that part right before that again. You said
If
if
you
you
Yes, if you pay somebody $20 an hour, right? Likely they're not going to give the same kind of service as they will for somebody that's getting paid $5 an hour and looking for that tip. You're gonna work hard to get that tip.
I think that's bullcrap.
Yeah,
Now,
it
I mean
works.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree. Okay, and the reason I don't is because a tip is supposed to be worked for regardless. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you in a job and this job is paying you, you went to $20 an hour. Okay, we'll go $20 an hour, but let's say more realistically, if we talk about in the food service area, industry and stuff, let's come down a little bit and let's round it down to about 15.
You talking about waiters?
I'm just talking about in general,
You
because
got you got to you got to split them
got
up.
hotel staff and stuff that get that rely on tips and whatever. You got a lot of individuals out there with different type of jobs,
Service jobs.
service jobs. Okay, so in general, I'm just saying that let's just say that that they're making $15 an hour. Okay, uh, it's not a well, I guess they consider it a living wage, and you know, it's it's not exactly minimum wage, right? So it's higher than minimum wage. So I would argue this day and age, you ain't making $25 an hour or so, then But anyway, let's say about $15 an hour, and that's my point. You make $15 an hour, you're gonna do your job. Listen, if you're not doing your job, you're gonna get fired. Listen, if they're not
I
doing the job, you don't you don't keep them. You
I
don't retain
disagree.
them.
If you
No, I'm
if you
saying
pay
from a
if you
company
pay somebody
standpoint,
if you pay somebody $10 an hour and tell them that they get to keep 100% of the tips, they're gonna give you some of the best service you ever had in your life.
same thing with $15 an hour.
No, 15. I'm making my
Yeah.
money by just being here.
No, no, you're not.
I,
That's
I'll
what I'm
say it's like
saying.
50-50.
The
You
tip
got
is
some
the
people who
tip.
think both ways.
I mean, you're gonna have people that think both ways, but the ones that think that wrong way, guess what? As an employer, you out of here. I don't have to keep you. Bye. You
as
understand? You're
an
not
as an employer, the end of the day is to make profit. So then, therefore, human nature. Okay, so just like for example, I know plenty of people that's been like I said, waitress and waiters have been living off of this type of thing for decades, and they have made oodles of money because yeah, you get low tips that you got to pay taxes on. That's helping out the employee. They got less taxes they got to pay to the government, and they get to self claim 100% of their tips, which you don't have to claim it all because nobody knows how much you got. Okay, so you figure you get, let's say you're getting $10 an hour for 8 hour shift, you're making $80, and over that 8 hour shift, you make another 250 in tips. Now let's flip.
you
Now wait a minute, hold on, hold
hold
on.
on. Because I don't want us to miss each other here and be disagreeing about the wrong thing because as of right now, you're talking about $10 an hour. Okay.
Okay, five.
Well, see now we're getting into the realm of where I'm calling that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? You want to sit here and pay your employee $4 and $5 an hour and then say live the rest on tips. That's bull crap.
Because I
So
want my patrons to have some of the best service they've ever gotten in their life.
then you pay your employees right because
I am paying them right.
let's be honest. Are you going to these restaurants getting the best service you've ever had? Come on,
You
man.
you would if the person had
Come
you
on, man.
would
Come on,
you
man.
would you would if the you would if the person had to earn it.
You like to stay based in reality. Let's stay in reality here. Are you going to these restaurants and getting the best service that they have to provide each and every time off of this current system that you're talking about?
No, that's
No.
what yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So then that makes that whole point irrelevant. That's
no, it
not
doesn't because now I'm not spending money on a shitty employee.
Salamander, put some
Yes.
sanity in here, man. What's going on, man? What's up? What's up with you? How do you feel about tipping in general?
I'm more of a monitoring guy, the younger out the three of us. So I'm believing paying me my worth, whether if I serving you your food or not.
You're worth as
It's
much as I'm willing to
2023.
pay you to do the
We in
job.
inflation, but you think about how these service jobs is. We use them on a daily basis, so I think they should get paid that money. They gotta put
Pay
up
what
with
money?
all types of pay money. They
They
should
should
get paid at work.
pay.
I don't think $5 is fair.
Let me put it like this. What I'm saying is that if a company hires an employee, that company should be paying that employee at the bare minimum the living wage for that area in which that company is operating.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. Now, tips and everything else is extra. All that comes down the line, but company
I think no matter what job you do,
should
you
be
should be able to make a
paying
living wage
its
off of.
employees at least at the bare minimum
Well, let me
a
ask you
living
this:
wage. And
where
and
does
I
where
say, look,
does where does commission jobs fall in
I'll
on
even
that?
back off of that a little bit, and I'll say at least. And I hate to say this because I know some minimum wage is so daggone low, but we'll just say at least minimum wage. There should be no circumstances where companies are allowed to pay employees under what is considered that minimum wage. Now, I would argue a
Mhm.
little higher for a living wage, but let's start somewhere.
Now, Pops, you brought up commission jobs. Me personally, I had a couple of them, but all the ones I had a base pay that was a livable wage. I never had a commission based job where you didn't get nothing unless you sold. So
What's a livable wage? That's one of the most bogus
Well,
terms I ever heard in my life.
livable wage is based off of the cost of living in your area.
if
Okay,
I
in
got enough to
cities,
pay all my bills and then
all
some,
right, which
The bills you create.
minimum wage barely cover minimum wage, and a lot of places don't even hit that. All right, and that's why there's individuals who argue that minimum wage needs to be higher than up and everything else.
Can
I
I ask
understand
you? Can I ask you? Can I ask
from
you a question?
a conservative perspective.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Whose choice is it to get paid minimum wage?
Here you go. Go ahead. Blame who you want.
No, answer the question.
I already know what you want to say. Oh, it's the person you contract and you getting paid, you doing the job, and that's what you.
No, I
Okay, that's
said
fine. Listen,
no. I
what I'm
said
saying,
no. That's no. That's not the question. I said whose choice is it to get paid minimum wage?
whose choice is it to get paid minimum wage?
Correct.
the employee for accepting it.
I'm going to say the employee that wants the job that the job is offering minimum wage.
It's the employee that puts his marketable skills at minimum wage level.
Okay, so what is your point though? Because
Every individual has a right to not get paid minimum wage by doing something
that's
better.
okay. That's fine and dandy. However, since we have a minimum wage, let's at least agree that an employee should at least get paid minimum wage and that does not include their tips.
Yes, I
I
agree
could
with
go
that.
with
Because
that.
what's the point of having a minimum wage if everybody don't get paid at
I could go
least?
with that.
That
Everybody
that,
should get
that was my
waiters,
original
and
point to begin.
we're just talking about waiters and waitresses. That's the
I mean,
industry
those are
that
the main ones that fall under that category where
yeah
you'll mess
yeah.
around and have a
But
conversation. You're like what?
but
I'm
then
not paying you
again, then it,
$3.15 an hour. What? Like what?
yeah. But they
You know what I
also tell
mean?
you
So
they'll
yeah,
also tell you in a minute they're making $300-400 a night in tips.
I mean that's fine and dandy, but that's their tips, their service. I'm talking about the company that hired them needs to
All
pay
right.
what the government say a
Can I
minimum wage is.
can I add something else to this? Now look at it like this. Let's say a bar or a restaurant, for instance. You like to go enjoy this food. You like this food to be affordable so more people can go experience this restaurant, right? Now, by paying that employee $2, $3 and letting them get their tip money to supplement the rest allows the restaurant or the establishment to keep their prices low enough so more people can enjoy it. So,
Now,
are you willing to pay that price?
yeah, can I tell you a secret, Mr. Conservative? Can I tell you a secret? Those tactics don't scare me. Every business in the USA and probably in the world will find a way, no matter what happens, to pass costs off, no matter whether if it's because their taxes went up or because this went up or the cost of products went up. They're always going to find a way to pass it off to the consumers and this, and that. So if you're going to pass it off anyway, let's at least do the right thing and pay people the wages that's agreed upon, at least here, their proper wages
Yeah, but
without
then
me.
you, but then you, but then you'll stop coming because everything's too
No, we
expensive for
ain't.
you to
Have
pay.
you stopped coming? Have you? Is there anywhere you stopped coming in the last 3 years or so that they've raised these prices skyrocket since your
No,
boy? I know it ain't your boy, but since Biden been in office, have you
yeah,
stopped driving? Have you stopped
yeah,
driving for gas?
yeah,
Have you
I've quit.
stopped eating?
I've
Have you
quit
stopped
doing.
buying eggs
Yeah,
and milk
yes,
and
yes.
bacon?
Yes, we
Come on,
buy
man, you
we
fibbing.
no, no. We still get our necessities, but to say people don't move around different or shop different
No, 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 no. I don't want to
entertain
talk
themselves
hypothetical
different,
same people.
they
I'm
do.
talking. I'm talking to you, Cop. Have you
Yeah,
stopped
yes,
getting? Have you stopped going to the store? Have you stopped going out to restaurants? Have you stopped staying at hotels? Have you stopped any of these things? Don't shake your head. Just
yes. I have stopped all of them things on the level that me and my family
no, no,
was
no, no. That's
enjoying
not what
doing.
I asked. That's not what I
Yes.
asked.
For
That's not what
example,
I asked.
we
I,
love crab legs around here. We used to get crab legs at least once a month. Now, we've had them twice because they don't went up to like $75 a pound.
okay,
Okay?
but you're still
That's
getting.
in
You're getting what you can afford, but you're still getting them.
no, no.
You
I'm
just
not
said.
get no,
You
no,
just said. But
no.
now
My
you're
life,
not.
no. Because you look at it like this: if I was getting them twice a month, now I'm only getting them once every 3 months. My lifestyle has just changed.
Yes, your lifestyle has changed.
Yes,
However, I'm asking, did you still buy them?
you're
When you was
not.
able
No,
to get
no,
them, when
no,
you was able to
no,
afford them, did you buy them?
no. Yeah, when I
You
go, yeah,
what you do? You went to the lake and fished them out yourself?
no. When it
No,
was
you went
cheaper,
and bought 'em.
when it was cheaper,
When
we
it was
bought them
cheaper,
more.
you bought them more often. But
Exactly.
regardless, you bought them.
No,
No, no, no, no. Don't stop saying no to an answer that's clearly yes.
because I'm not
Still
going to
bought
allow.
'em.
I'm not going to allow you to say that that if you was enjoying things at one level, but now you're enjoying them at a lower level, but you're still enjoying them, be satisfied. No, I'm not
No,
going for
that's
that.
not what I'm
Yes, it
saying.
is.
You throwing words in my mouth. I don't care about your satisfaction. I just asked, did you still buy it? And
Not
the
at the
answer is yes.
quantities. Not at the
I don't
quantities
care
I
about the
used to.
quantity. I'm asking. See, if you answer, see, because you think you want to know where I'm going with it, you just don't want to answer the question. But clearly, the answer is yes. Okay,
Okay.
so now
Yes.
now I'll move on and I'll say what you want me to say, or at least what you think I'm going to say. All right, you still bought them, which means the company still sold some. And
Some.
hold on, stop. And those who can afford to do more than once every 3 months, as you said, are are still buying them. Those who eat crab legs are still going to buy them when they can afford them, or those that can afford them, or whatever. Okay, so okay, they might have pushed you out the market a little bit from doing them once a month or whatever. Okay, they pushed you out. Okay, other people's money longer than yours. They're gonna keep buying them because they eat them. So again, back to my original concept, my original premise. Companies don't care. They're going to pass the cost off to customers. Customers don't
Companies
care
do.
because we're consumers. We're going to keep buying it. So
Companies do
regardless, if
care.
we're going to keep
Companies
that going,
companies
if
do
we're
care.
going to do
If a
that,
company, if a car
you want me
company,
to say it, but you heard what I
or
said.
if let's say the crab company at one point last year was selling 42 million pounds, and now because the price went up, and like you said, them who can still afford it are still getting it, but it's fewer people who can afford it. The company's now selling $100 million, 100 million pounds. The companies lost money, and all them people who are now not able to get them has lost a lifestyle.
You said it started off selling 40 million and then went up to 100 million?
No, I meant down 400 million and then down to 100.
Started at 100 million and then
Started
now
at 4.
selling 40 million, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But from the business perspective, which is why I said it don't matter, because the company's perspective is, guess what? I'm going to make sure that I make just as much money off of that 40 million that I sell that I made off of that 100 million.
It has changed.
No, listen, you're missing the point because you want so much to push that conservative that fear point, and it doesn't work with me because I understand business. And guess what? It's going to happen regardless. If it ain't because they went ahead and started paying the employees right, it's going to be because of something else. So what I'm saying is this: start paying the employees right. Go ahead and pass the cost off or whatever it is you're going to do this round. Get your customers that you're going to get that's going to get used to paying this round until the next time you find a reason to go up and you lose some more customers, but you still got the other ones who's willing to pay the new prices or whatever. Like Budweiser and lose customers. But
at some point you have zero customers.